Shout for Scurvy.
Alright, well, you're going down.
It's better this way.
Hello, one and all. My name is Talaic, and we are here again with some more We Happy Few. Now, it has been a while, and I'm not totally sure exactly where I am or what I'm doing right now. Last time I left off... Ooh, that's jumping. Last time I left off, we had just made it out of the tunnel, and we had to come to the labs to save that lady from certain doom? Or maybe I just was able to get in here to get that fish oil. I don't quite remember, but we're gonna go in here and kind of explore around and do stuff and things. So, obviously it's been a while since I was able to record anything due to issues with my computer. What's gonna happen when I go through here?
You are not authorized. Please clear the area immediately.
I don't like that. Okay. But my computer kind of crapped out on me. I have what is a brand new computer that I got so that I could be able to do these recordings in as highest quality as possible. I got a new monitor with it so I could go in a higher resolution, a suggestion box. To all employees, while we enjoy a good laugh, pranks in the employee lounge have gotten out of hand. Today Roger became quite alarmed that his tea time macaroon had made him shrink, after several employees remarked that he seemed to be getting smaller. In fact, some person or persons unknown went to the trouble of replacing his uniform with an identical but larger one. Valuable work time was wasted by this tomfoolery. In the future, kindly confine your pranks to your off hours. Someone hasn't had their joy today. That's funny. Anyway, so what ended up happening was I got this brand new computer. I bought it pre-made just because it had parts in it, or it was advertised as having parts in it that were more expensive than what they were advertising the whole computer already built for. So I bought my computer off of Newegg. Newegg is just a tech site, so you can buy all sorts of tech. There's nothing wrong with that site in and of itself. The site is fine. I use it to buy all sorts of technology. I always have. You can buy computer parts there. You can buy whole computers there. You can buy TVs and microphones and dishwashers and all sorts of different stuff there. You can buy whatever you want there.
Mind the closing doors, please.
No. Hold on. I have a bad feeling about that.
Please stand by for decontamination. Product purity is our highest goal at Hayworth Labs. The decontamination procedure allows us to maintain the highest standard of purity.
I'm so glad they're concerned about purity.
You have been decontaminated. Please proceed into the lab.
I was a little concerned
Do
that...
not turn down the heat on the brominating reaction until you've noted the temperature curve. I need to determine the explosive threshold temperature. Never mind. Just grab the temperature curve and pop it in the pneumatic. Oh, and I want samples of any residue on the explosive debris.
He's only unconscious. It's fine, he's only unconscious. Anyway, I thought, based on previous experiences, I thought they were going to shoot a bunch of joy at me. Engineer. Oh, heck yeah. Anyway, I was a little worried that he was going to send joy at me. So, I bought my computer through Newegg. Newegg is fine, but I don't like you. Woo, that was close.
Sorry to bother. That door looks rather sturdy. I wonder if there's a way around it. This won't take a minute.
Thanks, man. Always appreciate free stuff. Oh, I can hide in there. Gotcha. Ooh, I didn't realize I could climb up here. So, Anyway, Newegg is a good site. You can get a lot of high quality tech there. Newegg themselves is not a manufacturer, so the technology you get there is only limited in quality by the company that you're purchasing from. You're being weird. Now the problem is when I went and got this computer, I did all this research into the parts because the company that I bought my computer from had basically written on the site what their parts were, but not the brand that they were coming from, if you know what I'm saying. So I have a computer, I've got a computer, because my old computer that I was recording with previously, which was a decent computer, it still ran games fairly well. However, it was starting to lag in the recording process. Recordings were coming in very shoddy, very laggy. It just wasn't quality that I wanted to continue to produce for you guys. And I wanted to upgrade so that I could do this, play better games, play higher quality games, and have it come out just ultimately better. And so what my old computer had like an i3 in it. It was like a quad-core i3 or something like that. It might have been an i5. It had, I mean, RAM was fine, but it had like an old NVIDIA GTX 960 actually still in the box right there, which isn't a bad graphics card, but it's just for regular gaming. So all this extra stuff that I'm doing was bogging it down, and I needed something that could handle more. So I got this computer. It's got an i7, I want to say 9700.
Ow!
Look at him.
Ow. Ooh, nailed him. Well, actually, I didn't really, but...
Keep calm!
Haha, and I got you. Ow, brick! That's cheating.
Black dog!
What the? It's one down. Get out of here with your goddamn bricks. Ow!
Work up, you.
Cheating!
Can't we work something out? Woo! No?
Alright, the gas mask is no longer necessary, so far. Anyway, so what I was getting was a computer that had an i7 9700. I believe it was 9700, it might have been 7700, but it was like one of the most recent i7s right before the i9, because the processors they have now are a bunch of i9s. One way or the other, it was supposed to be a much better processor. Starting with the fact that instead of a quad core, it's got 8 cores. So processing power should have been like drastically improved.
It must not get contaminated.
The graphics card was another NVIDIA card. It should have been, and it's an RTX. It's an RTX 2060. Which is supposed to be like a big high-end graphics card for NVIDIA. It's one of their bigger cards because the GTXs are kind of smaller cards, which I liked with NVIDIA because I like the concept of having cards that fit, like space-wise. Why is this whole place just on fire?
I don't think I want to try and cross that steam. I hope I can turn it off some way.
Anyway, so I was so we have an RTX card, an graphics card, a really good processor. It was going to come with 16 gigabytes of RAM. I got a terabyte SSD, which this is the first SSD I've ever had, so that's amazing. It was an upgraded to Windows 10. My previous computer had Windows 7 because I was against Windows 10 for a really long time, due to the fact that I don't know. Change is bad. Windows 8 was garbage, and Windows 10 just looked like Windows 8, so I wasn't really too keen on the change.
I wonder which one of these controls the steam. Or do they both?
Oops.
I feel so chivalrous turning off that dangerous steam. If that is indeed what I did.
Turned off the fire. Sorry, I don't know. I'm trying to.
There better be stable samples of the fog next time I come down there. Just get a 1 gallon beaker, stick it in the fog.
Why are you doing that? What is?
And label it.
I get it. I was like, what the hell? All right. But you guys get the point. So there's supposed to be a bunch of high-end parts in here. And I was really excited about it because this is the first new computer I've ever bought. I've never bought a computer. I've always built it or had it built it with family, whatever. So I was buying this computer because I did research on all these parts. I was looking at the NVIDIA graphics cards. I was looking at the Intel processors. I was looking at just some, just some decent RAM, like a Vengeance RAM or something like that. Typical parts, like a power supply, like a good power supply. Like the price of getting a case, a motherboard, all that different kinds of stuff. And at the end of the day, with all the parts, ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. All the parts that are in my computer that I was expecting to be getting in this computer ran me like $1,600, and the company was offering this computer for like $1,400. So I was thinking, oh, okay, cool. They must be get up there. This company must be doing something special. Then maybe there's like oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to remember how to play that game. Alright. So I was thinking that maybe they had a deal going on or something. Like there's a special and I'm getting this at a discount because I'm awesome. Oh, okay, that presses that. I really don't appreciate how much this place is falling apart.
Maybe I can sneak past these gents without a fuss.
Gents? What gents? There's gents in here? Where are you going? So they offered it at a... What? No!
Happiness is a choice.
Oh, that... Wrong thing. What are you gonna do?
Look,
Why are
it's
you
not
even wearing
it's
a gas
me.
mask if you like your joy or you want your joy or whatever? Oh well. So I was thinking I was gonna get a discount, and I thought this was great because they didn't say. Oh, of course, there's a gas mask right there. They didn't say what brand of parts they were getting. I just thought and assumed that it meant they were going to give me the parts that they were advertising? Which, is that so hard to believe? Uh-oh. Oh.
I guess this is the latest test formula. I think I'll just take this with me. Evidence or something. Permanent solution. Drove the subject insane. Oh, Lord. A big red button. I wonder what it opens.
That would be fun. I do like big red buttons. Anyway, I was very naive because you get what you pay for. I've always had that policy in electronics. You get what you pay for, you get what you pay for, you get what you pay for. I was assuming that it was just some kind of sale because that's the biggest thing. You get what you pay for, but you usually get the value. A $600 TV is going to look a lot better than a $100 TV. And a $600 TV that's on sale for $400 is still going to look like a $600 TV. So I'm thinking that...
I feel rather brilliant right now.
I'm thinking that you know, I'm getting this high-end computer for like a lesser price. It's going to cost me more to build it than it would to just buy it. So I'm going to buy it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I buy it. I'm looking at this computer. It comes from iBuyPower. Ooh. Right.
Stop being so bloody difficult.
How do you even see me, you piece of crap? I didn't mean to kill you. I tried to put it away at the last second
Allow
there.
me to cheer you up.
I had all my stamina back. There's nothing left you could do
Can't
for
we
me.
just agree to disagree?
So iBuyPower is the company, and I no longer trust them. They seem to have done a decent job in fixing it, but that's why we're here today. We're kind of testing it out. This is my first test because this game, as you know from previous episodes, is one of the games that I've been having the most trouble with because it continually crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed. Aww. Are those joy pills? They're kind of funky looking, so I guess it makes sense that I'm not in here. They're able to go in there, because then I'd be able to see the terrible textures. Anyway, so I buy this computer from iBuyPower. It arrives, right, and I'm thinking, I'm just ecstatic. I look inside, because it's a nice case. It's got a glass case with like little red lights and everything in it that I thought was pretty cool. And I'm looking in there, and I'm looking at this case, and I'm looking inside, and the RAM was a little higher quality than I expected. In my experience, most of the time when people buy computers, they just get your typical like bare bottom, like little green RAM sticks. But these actually looked like they were like the fat RAM sticks that have the cooling and everything.
Funny. Somehow I remember that time I threatened to thrash Timmy Hargreaves because he said rotten things about Sally. And it turned out he had an older brother who'd been in the army, and he was waiting for me on my doorstep when I came home from school. And he gave me such a thrashing. Why would I remember that right now?
I'll tell you what. Let me finish this story, Arthur. So, I go and I buy this computer. I look into the case. The RAM is higher than I expected. However, the processor, I really couldn't tell the difference because the computer is water-cooled, and so there's a fat radiator or something over the top of that processor, so there's nothing I can really see there. It's just doing whatever it's doing, you know? And the graphics card is where I started getting a little concerned, because the graphics card didn't say NVIDIA over the top. It had this weird picture of like a lion or something, and I think it was like Zotac or Zocav or something like that, and I looked it up, and it was like a $200 graphics card. Okay, now mind you, I was thinking, and because when I was doing my research, like the NVIDIA brand RTX card was gonna end up being like $400 or $500 because your graphics card is one of your larger expenses when you're building a computer if you're getting a good graphics card. So when I saw that in there, I knew something was up, but I didn't research the brand until after I started having problems with the computer. I get it all set up, and mind you, with Newegg, you get a 30-day return period for pretty much anything. Like, nothing really goes beyond that. But that was kind of the perk of buying a computer pre-built instead of building it, is you get a warranty on the entire computer. If something's wrong with the computer, you send it back to the company, they fix it for you, they send it back, no big deal. You don't have to pay a bunch of people to look at it, find out the problems, tell you what you need to go buy and replace. And like, if you have individual warranties on individual parts, you have to deal with individual companies to change out individual parts that could end up being just the wrong thing, or you might end up having a back and forth where they tell you it's not wrong and you think it is wrong. And if you just warranty the entire thing as a whole, you can just have somebody else deal with all that, right? So I'm thinking that's a bonus, I'm thinking that's a perk. But yeah, so I get the computer. It gets me like a week to get it all set up because I have to get the account made for the Microsoft, because I had Windows 7, which didn't require a login account or whatever. So I get that all set up. I have to get all my programs downloaded. I have to get everything optimized. I have to get OBS installed, Premiere installed, my games installed. I have to get all the audio figured out so that I can get everything separated onto various tracks. And all of this process of just getting everything set up just to be able to edit and record takes like a week. And then after a week has passed, you start actually doing stuff. And some games were fine. I played a couple games and everything was a little fine at first. It was when I played this game that I started getting blue screen crashes. Which, again, if you have seen any of the previous episodes, you are aware of that. I was getting these blue screen crashes. Very, very unfortunate indeed. And it was happening pretty frequently. But I was thinking that maybe,
Sally was in on the scheme. No, wait. She's being very nice about it, but she's not at all on board, is she? The salamander seems to think Verloc's solution is a tad rash. That's alarming, given what she considers reasonably cautious.
Anywho, so this game was crashing, but it was crashing like once every couple hours, so sometimes I would play it and everything would be fine. And since I would make it through an entire recording session without any issues, I would assume it was just fine, but in reality it wasn't. It just hadn't peaked, because what would happen is the memory usage on the computer would get to a certain point, and there would be this peak, and then the whole computer system just shuts down. Okay? Now, We Happy Few evidently was a high memory usage game, whereas a couple of the other games that I'm playing right now are not. But then, I gave my old computer to my friend Taylor, who is, if you've seen any of my Overwatch videos, is one of the guys that's playing Overwatch with me. Now, Overwatch is also a very high memory usage game. It is a good-looking game. And it's very fast-paced, and you have a lot of shit happening all at one time. So that game was crashing anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. Shorter often more than not. And so this was becoming a consistent issue, and I realized it was a problem, and I started looking into ways to fix it. And everything was telling me that it's a graphics issue, your graphics driver is bad, uninstall the driver, reinstall drivers, update the drivers, do this, do this, do this. So I've been playing games for like a week, and then I'm thinking like, okay, something is seriously wrong. I start looking into software fixes to fix it myself. I don't want to have anybody else deal with it, because the iBuyPower people are in California, so I have to mail it all the way down there, have it come all the way back, take this whole long process. So I stop what I'm doing. I'm trying to uninstall, reinstall drivers, get everything figured out, and I spent probably another week just fiddling with stuff, doing RAM tests, doing driver installs, and nothing really works. Nothing changes. Everything's still really crappy. So at this point, like, I don't know, almost 3 weeks have gone by. So this time, then I decide, all right, I'm gonna consult tech support. Like, I can't find anything software related that's an issue, so I need to check and see if something's hardware related. I send this long email to this tech support people, and unfortunately, I work nights, they work days, but they also seem to have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, because I would never receive a response to them during those times. And when I did receive a response, it was always while I was at work, so my communication with the tech support team was limited to about 1 email a day. So the emails dragged on for about a week, and brought me outside of my return period. So I was screwed in that regard. I no longer was able to just return the computer, because one of the hassles I was having was getting an RMA code, which I would have needed to return the computer in the first place, because Newegg has you get RMA codes for other products, but I needed one for this just to do warranty. I would have needed it for a return as well. So I got screwed in that regard. I couldn't just return it and try to, build something myself. So now my only choice is to go through the tech support and deal with all this, and I'm impatient. I'm trying to, at this point, I had stopped doing videos, and I wanted to get everything started up again as soon as possible, because I'm trying to be very consistent. I've done every single day consistently since I started YouTube, and now there's this big month-long gap in between due to this situation, and it's really irritating, and I'm really pissed off. I'm getting over it now because everything seems fine so far, but you know what I mean. It was irritating. And all this tech support, all they really ended up having me do was a RAM test that I had already done, but the RAM test kept freezing. Like, the computer wouldn't do the RAM test. So I couldn't even actually tell you if the RAM was good or bad because it wouldn't actually test the RAM in the first place to tell me if it was good or bad. It would freeze and not do the test. I told him that, and he thought it was going to be a processor or a motherboard issue. He's like, you got to mail it out to me. And here's the part that really pissed me off. All of these issues with the computer that was essentially broken when they sent it to me, I had to pay for shipping to send it to them. I had to pay $80 to mail my entire computer to them so that they could figure out what the problem was. Call me crazy, but in my 3 years of customer service working at Verizon and Toys R Us and different places like that, if the company messes something up like that badly, the company should pay for shipping. This whole time, I thought the RMA label was a shipping label. I spent a buttload of time trying to get that to them, or from them, because their RMA system was broken, and every time I filled out their form, it wouldn't send me the code, and I had to call their customer service to have one of them basically tell me what the RMA code was, so that I could actually, like, get something accomplished.
Dr. Verloc is thinking very hard, sir. No visitors.
The brominating reaction has caught fire.
Sir, sorry to bother you, sir, but there's a fellow here says the reaction tank is on fire again.
I said no interruptions.
Some of the byproducts are poisonous.
He says it's poisonous, sir.
Of course there are poisonous byproducts. Tell him to do whatever they did the last time.
Dr. Verloc would like you to do whatever you did the last time.
No one knows that. He's an imposter. Implement security protocol 187.
Oh, yes, sir. That's my favourite protocol. I am full of the fury of the Lord, and I am right weary with
Whoa.
holding back.
The Lord shall not be here with you today! Oh, that's not... There we go.
You shall
fire
be
stick?
tormented with fire, and
You shall be
sulphur
tormented
in
with
the
golden
presence
stick of
the
death.
Lamb.
Oh, how do I push people?
The Lord judgeth thee, and he
That's
is
funny.
angry every day. The Lord judgeth thee, and
Ow.
he is angry every day.
Hey, man, you could at least say different voice lines. Yeah, so, and I decided,
You
fuck
shall
it.
drink the wine of God's wrath, poured into the cup of his anger.
Ooh, that's a good bomb. Can't see me. Can I get you to, like, not know where I am and then assassinate you? That'd be cool. I don't know. So I dealt with all this crap. I sent it to them, and this whole time I kept telling them, it's the graphics card, it's the graphics card, it's the graphics card. All the research tells me it's the graphics card. He's like, nah, it's the processor, the motherboard. It's not the graphics card. I send it to him, and lo and behold, he sends me
Ye
an
shall
email
not
after
deceive me with empty
it
words.
takes like
for
a
the
week
wrath
for him
of
to...
God comes upon the sons of disobedience.
God, you're kind of annoying. It takes like a week for him to get it. It takes him like a week for him to even look at it, to fix it. And then it takes another couple days for it to come home to me. And you know what he tells me? Oh, motherboard and the processor were fine. It was the graphics card. The low... Mind you, this is where the whole fact that it was a low-end graphics card is a big part. It was the graphics card. We put in a better graphics card and we put in a better power supply. Here's my thoughts on that. The graphics card was a piece of crap.
You
Because
shall
they
be
got it-
tormented with fire and sulphur
they got it from-
in the presence
Shut
of
up!
the Lamb.
They bought it from a crappy company with a crappy version of what was supposed to be a good graphics card. Okay, and they threw it in my thing. You know what they did? They threw a Gigabyte graphics card in there instead. Gigabyte is a known brand, okay? While it may not be as good as a graphics card that came directly from NVIDIA, it's still better than whatever Zotac or Zocam card they put in there. I researched that one as soon as I got the computer to see what the value was on it, and the value on that one was at least like $100 more.
Well, that's for knocking down my blocks in kindergarten.
Ooh, overweight. And thirsty. Oh, I have plenty of water. And, yeah. So, they put a better graphics card in here. Now, the funny thing is that they also put in a better power supply. And I don't think that they just upgraded my power supply for the trouble. I think they did it because under wraps they were trying to shove this under the rug. I think they put a not a graphics card. I think they put a power supply in my computer that just happened to be too. What is this? The pipe down? Oh, it's the flaming pipe. Awesome. Oh, it's like broken though. That's lame. Oh well. I don't need these. I don't really know why I even picked them up, but I did. But yeah, so they put a better graphics card in there. I think secretly what ended up happening was the power supply they put in there wasn't sufficient. For all the parts that they had in the computer. I think that the parts that were in the computer needed more power than the power supply that was in there. That's the only reason I can think of that they put that higher power supply in there, was that they were trying to basically give it the power that it needed from the first place and not admit that they had put the wrong power supply in there. And so they just wanted to pretend it was an upgrade, and in reality they're just fixing a mistake that they probably did to everybody that's ever bought this same computer, that everybody else probably has a power supply that's not sufficiently...
for a full battery of tests done on the latest isomer. Now, where is it? Why is it not in the pneumatic? Do any of you want to keep your jobs? I'll have you all replaced by Mrs. Pankhurst's Bridge Club. They'll do a better job than you people.
Come here, come here, come here, come here.
Please don't make a fuss.
Ow! Just want to make you cheer up. You're real. Take your joy.
Haha, I blocked it.
Wet blanket.
I think I can knock you out. Oh my god!
Downer.
Uh-oh. Ow, ow, ow.
Bloody downer.
We're good, we're good, we're good.
Take your joy.
It's annoying to even talk about. It was just a whole process that never should have happened. And here we are. At the end of the day, I just have whatever fix they gave to me, and we're just seeing if it works. So far, so good. I can at least say that. Oh, hello. There's more of you. Oopsie. I wasn't trying to kill you. I was trying to knock most of you unconscious, but honestly, I feel like if I was going to do a pacifist run, I've already messed it up, so does it even matter at this point? I don't know how much longer this place goes for, but I'm just going to try to run through. I did a lot of talking.
Should clear up soon, I imagine.
Watch out for scurvy.
Alright, well, you're going down.
It's better this way.
Gotta explore everything. I don't even know what I picked up out of there. But as I said, so far so good. We'll see how it all goes, and if there are no further problems, then I don't really have any further desire to dwell on any of this any longer. Oh, I see. That would have been a way I could get a drop on him. Alright, there's nothing else really in here. Ooh, pretty.
Phrenology? Was that supposed to be ironic?
A brain in a jar.
Sergeant! Sergeant!
Did you know half your workers are unconscious?
The fumes issue will resolve itself. Look, I'm very busy recalculating the brominating reaction, so it is non-explosive. Unless you've got a magic formula for synthesizing joy out of bleach, whiskey, and saltpeter, get out!
You're planning to lobotomize the people of Wellington Wells, aren't you?
Lobotomize is a rather inflammatory metaphor, but yes, I have been asked to synthesize something stronger and more permanent than joy. Who are you?
If you force people to have the emotions you want, then you've turned them into robots made out of meat.
And what do you think you are now? You are just the sum of the neuropeptides swirling in your bloodstream. You see, the current Downer outbreak is just a mass chemical imbalance. But I believe I can adjust the internal hormonal settings so the people stay happy no matter what.
You can't do that.
They told the Wright brothers they couldn't fly, but they did.
You can't do that.
Oh, my lord. You're that Downer they've been warning us about.
I'm actually just here for a bottle of cod liver oil.
What makes you think I'll give it to you?
This bottle of your new formula. If I smash it and you breathe the fumes, will it make you happy forever and always?
You mustn't. It makes the patient insane. Ha! Now you can't move until I take my hand off this button. Oh, shit.
Now, where's the bloody cod liver oil Sally wanted? This is the cleanest office I've ever seen. Where does he hide his junk?
That
I
was
wonder if he
something.
has a secret lair. He's just the sort who would.
Yeah, secret lair. The secret lair. That guy is something else. I am the hero in this story. You no longer need a chemistry lab to formulate basic chemicals. Oh, cool! That's sick!
Hello. I'm in a haunted house movie. Sally's ridiculous cod liver oil had better be down here, or I shall be cross.
Cross with who, big boy? Oh boy, memories. Sally.
Listen, Sally Boyle's gonna come live with us for a bit.
Sally Boyle? Why?
Because her mum poisoned the whole bloody rest of her family, Arthur. And because we've got a spare bed in the attic now till Percy comes back from Germany. She's your age, you know?
She's an idiot.
Well then, you two should get along beautifully.
That's mean. I don't know. Moral of the story: they don't have to advertise what their
Dr.
brands
Verloc
are.
seems to be quite the collector. Where's the fucking cod liver oil?
Honestly, I don't even think the processor is an Intel processor. So what happens there basically is a company like Nvidia or Intel will basically create a blueprint for their project.
The King of X! The King of X! The King of X!
Don't laugh, Arthur. Don't laugh.
Oopsies. Oh. Ooh. How do you do that with your mouth closed? How do you... Bro, do you have anything left? Oh, there's some more. What is it? What did you eat? How do you do that? Where is it coming from? This device is magical. Whatever that fume was, it opened a portal to another dimension inside of his stomach, and it's spewing somebody else's stomach acids out of his mouth. Alright, I can't keep watching that. That's a trap.
And thank you, Sally, for another wonderful adventure.
Let me tell you, next time I need a computer, which will be in like 5 years, 6 years maybe, will build it myself. But just this whole rant has been for the sake of anybody that just wants to avoid having to go through what I went through. Avoid iBuyPower.
This doesn't look like where the pills go out. What's going on this conveyor belt? Possibly me.
Whee! Out we go! Oh, and here I thought we wouldn't have to look at the crappy textures. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. In the pipe, in the pipe, in the pipe. I'm gonna be in the pipe. We've got our gas mask on already. Why is there debris flying through the air?
That smells awful. Is this where they flush the chemicals?
Bro, if you can smell it through your gas mask, then the gas mask isn't working. Just gonna throw that out there.
Drain? To where? The river? Might be a way out, if I don't mind poisoning the river. Not that anything's alive in it now.
I do mind poisoning the river. I think poisoning the river is bad, but it's not really gonna give me any other choice now, is it? Delightful. I really like the shade of green.
Or were they pushed? Or were they flushed?
No, I don't want that stuff. Oh, I need to heal. All better.
A hatch. Lovely. I've never seen so many hatches in my entire life.
What? Oh, God, that scared me. That is so bad. I don't like stuff like that. Pollution is wrong. When am I no longer trespassing? Oh, am I gonna be considered trespassing for a while now? Like, did he report me to the police? I'm thinking that maybe I should go along the outside. Well, either way, we are way out of time. I wanted to extend this a little longer with some actual gameplay since that rant went on for far longer than I expected it to. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know how all this went down. Obviously, why I've been gone for as long as I have. There's going to still be other videos that are coming out from prior to my computer breaking down, so there's going to be some Overwatch stuff still, some more Raft stuff like that. That's already pre-recorded. I just haven't been able to edit any of it because my blue screen crashes were coming from a memory fault in the graphics card, and every time a certain amount of memory usage was being hit, it was causing everything to shut down. And Premiere uses a lot of extra RAM when it's exporting videos, and I think that was being intensive on the the graphics card as well, because it plays a preview as it exports. So that was going down, and then obviously games like Overwatch and We Happy Few and stuff like that were causing memory crashes as well. So everything seems fine so far. We Happy Few seems to have run well. I will play a little more later on, and I will try to play some more Overwatch pretty soon as well, because I would love to be able to play that game for longer than 15 minutes at a time. Coincidentally, I saw this as I was loading this game up. I thought it was funny, and coincidentally, there was a hotfix on the 30th, which was like 2 days ago, where they fixed bugs, because every game kind of just does bug fixes every now and again. And the big thing that they were saying was they fixed a bug where the game causes high memory usage on all platforms, especially PS4. Now, I'm obviously on PC. Ooh, look at my cursor. But I thought that was funny, and it was a funny coincidence. Just as I got my computer set up to be able to handle the memory that it's supposed to be able to handle, they lowered the memory usage necessary to play this game. So, this game might not even be a good test of my memory, depending on how well they fixed the memory usage problem. So, I don't know, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments below. Next time, be a little less banter, a little more games. So, see y'all.